Lord, make me an instrument of your peace.
Where there is hatred, let me sow love.
Where there is injury, pardon.
Where there is doubt, faith.
Where there is despair, hope.
Where there is darkness, light.
And where there is sadness, joy.
St. Francis Hospital was not St. Francis Hospital back in the early days.
This part of the area was more farmland.
The sisters came here, the foundation, as we call it, was March 17th, 1920.
They came out to this area and they came to a lady by the name of Mrs. Munson. On this particular occasion, when they had come out and to visit, she offered some land. They were given 15 acres.
About a month later, 34 children were brought from New York City by some of the sisters.
In 1921, it was established as a summer camp for children. By 1937, this began as a sanatorium for children, really with rheumatic heart disease.
Then they had to have a school for these children.
And they determined that I had rheumatic fever, and St. Francis was the place to go because bed rest was the prescribed treatment. And the Franciscan Missionaries of Mary, of course, were the sisters in charge. The sisters did all the laundry, the sisters did all the cooking. There were apple orchards, they'd pick the apples and make applesauce for dessert. And the nurses, you know, they had nursing degrees, and the sisters did everything.
In the beginning, it was mostly the sisters that did all of the work, and eventually lay people came in and helped in the hospital. And in looking back at the history, our first lay nurse was a Marguerite McQuaid, and I actually knew her when I came here in the 60s.
2 CEOs before I got there, one of the sisters was the CEO. The sisters are the heart of St. Francis Hospital.
The sisters bring inspiration and a reminder of purpose. There is at St. Francis Hospital a commitment to excellence, the likes of which I've never seen anywhere else. There is a concern for the individual manifested by kindness and thoroughness, which I've never seen anywhere else. I think ultimately the sisters deserve much of the credit for establishing and maintaining that culture.
As healthcare and providing of healthcare became much more complex, one of the aspects that remains that the sisters did contribute to was the spiritual care of our patients, our staff, and our physicians, I might add.
I'm convinced that St. Francis wouldn't be what it is today with the reputation that it has without them. Their presence is always there, always there.
Many of you may remember Sister Lillian, who was one of the nuns who did work here at the gift shop. She knew everything about the cash register, sales, prices, and everything that some of the other ladies didn't even know. I think the sisters mean everything to St. Francis. Just the sight of them in the lobby, in the emergency room, as they come into admitting.
She really helped us through a terrible crisis, and we appreciate it. We didn't have lunch, and she didn't have lunch. We didn't have dinner, and she didn't have dinner. And it was nighttime. It was near midnight, and Sister was still in this hospital. She never left.
These sisters are very, very special to me. They are not only my colleagues in the work that we do in the pastoral care department, but they are also friends. I am deeply indebted to them for their warmth, their hospitality, their welcome. They are true sisters.
To have that sense of spirituality, to have the ability to pray, makes everyone feel better, and I think actually makes people recover more quickly. And without the sisters, I don't know exactly where St. Francis would be. It's certainly one of the finest cardiac institutions in the New York area, and I think the sisters are one of the reasons why.